All right, guys, it's time for fucks given. In over 3 seasons, we've given a lot of fucks. So much fuck Viagra started to sponsor us. Thanks, Vi. And with that being said, this is a part of the show where we tell you what we would have changed and how much we really fuck with the film. So 5 being the best, meaning we really fuck with it. 1 flying fuck means they shouldn't even let the cameras roll. So Dave, what are some of the things you would have changed? Let me guess, the end.
The ending is on there. I have a few ticky-tacky things that happen before the ending. Not a fan of long opening credits where nothing is really happening, and these were nearly 4 minutes, and it was just like I said, I love the music, I love the opening theme, but I didn't need 4 minutes of it. The burning money was cool shots. I could have used like 90 seconds of that in and out, especially when you have like as much as you had to cover. And this will kind of play into my feelings about the ending. Like if you want to take 4 minutes on credits in the beginning with nothing happening, take 3 minutes off of those credits and spend more and put those 3 minutes at the end so it doesn't feel as rushed, kind of like wrapping up
A
everybody's
court
stories.
scene, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the ending felt weirdly paced in comparison to the rest of the movie. Like the rest of the movie is this real nice slow burn, and then the last 5 minutes they were like, "Oh shit, we need
Go,
to put a
go,
bow
go,
on
go.
everything." And it didn't ruin it for me at all, but it did kind of felt rushed in comparison to the rest of the movie. Like I would have been all right with them extending the movie by 20 minutes and watching like a 2 hour and 20 minute, 2 hour and 30 minute movie that let the ending flesh out as well as the beginning set up the pieces for like a proper third act. Beyond that, the like I said, the lighting in the grad party scene, the red just felt a little too blown out for me. But that's just an artistic choice, so it's not like there's nothing that I really say about that. Like you made a choice, it just didn't agree with the palette that my eyes are accustomed to. And I'm not a fan of cross dissolves. I'm
At
also
all.
not a fan of fade ins and fade
At
outs.
all.
I feel like it's kind of like when a song just fades out. It's like the musicians didn't know how to end it, so they just play the chorus 3 more times and fade it out. And they did a lot of fade outs in this, and like the scene where Skip is found dead, they do the slow fade before it fades into the next scene. It's like and that's just a personal preference for me too, where I feel like things are more impactful when it's like boom, next scene. Like I'm a fan of hard cuts. I hate cross dissolves. I hate fade ins, fade outs, and this movie was littered with them. Again, just another personal preference of mine. So yeah, the opening credits, shorten them, fix the lighting on the grad scene, do some more hard cuts instead of fade outs and cross dissolves, and stretch the ending out by about 15 to 20 minutes to really let those scenes breathe and conjure the emotion and gravity that the beginning of the movie set up. Those were the things that I would change, and none of them ruined the movie for me at all. The ending didn't even take away from the rest of the movie because like I got what they were going for in all the scenes, and a part of me when I was watching it at 3 o'clock in the morning appreciated that they were getting the fuck out of there. Like, but from a screenwriting standpoint, I feel like there was probably more on the page than somewhere between writing and shooting and cutting. I feel like a little bit of character closure got um, rushed or cut that should have been there.
Okay, those are all fair points. I don't think I can see why some people may think the beginning was a little drawn out. I don't think that because of the fact that I think it's
Mm,
letting you know.
I don't think the beginning was drawn out.
No, I'm talking about the credits, opening credits.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because again, I
Yeah,
think
that
that.
was drawn out.
Yeah, thanks. I don't agree. It's drawn out. Well, okay, it is longer than most, but I think what they were going for is they're letting you know this is going to be a slow burn. Notice that the money is burning slowly,
That's a
and
good
it, and
point.
and I think what they're trying to do, as I was telling you before, is like what they're doing is they're letting you know, oh my god, they're hitting you with the shock factor. Oh my gosh, they are desecrating money, and
Yeah.
like it has to hit you what they are
Well,
doing.
and in their defense, you have to kind of like take it through the lens of when it came out.
Mhm,
This was like most movies were doing long opening credit
mhm.
sequences because two things. People don't stick around for the end credits,
True.
and we didn't have IMDb or Google back then to like if you wanted to know who made this movie that you loved,
Mhm.
you can go look it up on your phone while it's playing. Like back
I'm
in the
pro-
90s, you had to like for
true.
people to get the credit, it had to play in the beginning.
And I think also where they went for, like, if nobody knows who the Hughes brothers is, and somebody's like, "Who is the Hughes brothers?" You know, people who made the movie with all the money
I
burning.
didn't know John Hughes had a brother.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that in itself, I agree with you on. Well, I will say this is for my brother Julian Wilson here. Of course, he's going to say that what he would have changed, because this is one of his favorite films of all time, is that Cuddy had to die. Cuddy must die. Cuddy must die. Cuddy must die. Anthony was supposed to go back and kill Cuddy, so that's for you, Julian. But
So
what
you wanted some character closure
he wanted no, just his character closed. Him gone out of
Yeah.
it. Bye. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, the only thing that I probably would have changed, ironically, would have been the end. And the reason why I said that I do believe that the end was rushed, because here's the thing: either end it when they catch Anthony and a Kirby, end it there some type of way, like they go out, or even end it with all those guns drawn down him. Maybe we don't see all those officers coming in focus. We just see their guns rushing in up him, and like you just said, it's just like you just see his eye, and it just goes into black. It ends there.
Mhm.
Or hell, even end it in the court scene. You brought Martin Sheen in, fucking use him, okay? So
Yeah.
I didn't need to see him on that bus going to. I know he's going to prison.
Yeah.
That chair throw should have, you know what I'm saying? That like even if you would have just let's say we don't even know if Martin Sheen it moves, you just keep the camera on him throwing the chair at the camera, and it just hits it and it goes black. Like,
Mhm.
God
Oh yeah,
damn.
that would have been powerful.
Yeah.
Like, I fought for this fucking country. You're gonna send me to life,
You motherfucker, bam. And that shit's
that's
going.
the fucking move. That's the
There you
fucking
go.
movie. Yeah.
So that's one time. Well, I agree with you that the ending should have been like you said. They had probably already secured the rights for the bus. And sometimes it's just too much. And I also think they were really trying to make that 2-hour runtime for a minute. Like they almost made it. So I think they kept like, we got to get this, we got to get that. And to be honest with you, the only thing they could have took was what you just said.
I feel like they were trying to keep it under 2 hours.
Oh, okay, probably. So.
Like they probably had like 2 hours and 10, 2 hours and 15 minutes worth, and they're like, this is a film with a bunch of people that nobody knows from black filmmakers. Like, we're already going to be working against the odds on this thing. We can't also have a 2 hour and 20-minute run.
I can see that. So they start cutting, and you can tell that most of that stuff they cut was from the end.
Mhm.
It felt rushed. The pacing was beautiful throughout the whole film, but at the end, it was just like, all right, we got to get there. We got to get. You don't have to get there. Somebody has to stand up and say, no, it's ruining the pacing. But like you say, none of these things detract from this being a great film. We're nitpicking. So for me, that's the only thing that I would have changed there. And it's almost like you say, I will agree, I guess, with you. No, I don't hate crossfades, but I will say this. In certain scenes where people are dead and things happen, there shouldn't be a crossfade because of the fact that I now cannot isolate these scenes on their own. I'm taking the emotion of this scene all the way into the next one.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you a chance to visually get to something else.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. But that's the only thing I would have changed.
I like the perfect use of the hard cut is the when he Ferris Bueller's into Vietnam.
Oh, perfect. So you know how to do it.
And that perfectly conveyed the emotion of like, when you're going into war, which I've never went into war, but I can only imagine there's no possible way to prepare yourself for that situation. Like even if it showed him go through boot camp and all like saying goodbye to family and getting on the plane and stepping foot on the ground in the war zone for the first time, like none of that preparation could prepare you for the battle.
Correct.
So the way they cut straight from him, like you're in the shit.
Right.
Like, there's no way to emotionally prepare yourself for that. That was a good use.
And it
of
went
a hard
on
cut.
with the theme of they couldn't prepare white America or suburban America, any type of America for this film. They drop you into it. They don't give you, and I'm happy they didn't show him saying goodbye to mom and him coming back home and them to get him. You got picked up in the cab and then you go. So that's all that I would change there. But so let me ask you this. With that being said, guys, what would you change? What are some things that you would want to see? And please put it in the comments below or in the live chat. And don't forget to hit that super chat. Drop some coins to TTFT.
All right. So they did a great job at conveying the reality of war from an emotional standpoint, things you don't usually consider in the grand cinematic way that war is usually conveyed in movies. I think it worked to their advantage in this one that they had to go small scale with the war scenes because that forced them to get into the human factor of it and the emotion of it rather than the big explosions and the Tropic Thunder opening sequence. And it's not all bombs and explosions. It's what's happening to these people on the inside.
It's the true story.
Yeah,
but it doesn't lack any military thing now because when they get in the shit, you feel like you're in the shit.
They definitely play both angles of it well. But like even specifically the part where Anthony has to kill Michael Imperioli with the second morphine shot. Like you could see in that moment, he's obviously killed people there before, but that is where it took a turn for him on the inside and where like the callous began to creep in, because you can't go back from, like, even though it was a mercy killing, he killed an innocent, he killed somebody that he was supposed to protect. There was like a difference to him that kind of broke him a little bit inside, and they showed that so well.
Is that what he said? It's
Oh,
better to go home. It's better to
yeah,
check
yeah.
out.
In that, where, yeah, when he gives Ambrosio that morphine shot,
It's better to check out than go home all fucked up.
and that is like encapsulates the whole premise of the movie right there. Like that could be the tagline for the movie. It's better to check out than to go home all fucked up.
Mhm.
And it's also in that moment that it's another foreshadowing moment where, you know, when he says that, you know that this isn't going to end well for any of them,
Right.
because he's pretty much telling you right there, like, you might as well just die now, because it ain't getting, it's all downhill from here. I also liked how the movie, it felt like the beginning of it, it was like Paid in Full meets Rounders, and then for the middle chunk of
Platoon
it,
meets
Full Metal
the Jacket.
Jacket, a little bit of
Mhm.
Forrest Gump in there,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then like when they're planning the heist and getting the gang
Ocean
together,
11s type
Gone in
shit.
60 seconds.
Mhm.
You know that, especially in the church scene when it does that classic cut where it's like, how much money was it?
How much money did you say was in that truck?
Cut to, he's
Mhm.
already in it now.
Yes. Mhm.
And they transitioned between those like genres of crime drama seamlessly, which is a feat in itself. Great storytelling, utilizing the backdrop of the war on top of trying to survive in America in the 60s as black men.
But there's the joker in the street. Here you go, brother. Don't let the bullshit get to you.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
How they took their time with the character development and slowly stacked the cards against them so their transformations were believable, and the lengths they went to in order to survive felt natural. It comes together to tell an infuriating tragedy, the demise of someone who at the beginning you see all this promise in, and you just watch them get deteriorated and chipped away at by the system, by society, by even their family, by people that they're supposed to be leaning on. It just kind of like,
You can tell his brother completely disowned him. You know, like his brother, he's nothing.
yeah, like, and that's what I took away from the movie most of all, is that how fucked up the system is, how it will, like, even if you literally, as they say, give your all,
Mhm.
you still come back and get spit out.
It's two ways to do it. You can do it like they did it beautifully. Well, there's three ways to do it. The wrong way, which is just to throw it in your face. The right way to do it creatively. The other way to do it creatively is, should I say, is how they did it in the Joker. Where he was like, they cut off my medicine. You know, he's making
Yeah.
fun of it, but he's being serious. Or you could do it the way the Hughes brothers did it. They don't directly say what happened. They're just in passing telling you in the story. You're like, man, how you get over with 50% medical? Man, I'm getting over like a fat rack. I got my VA check coming, this check coming. And like you say, it's the jackets they wear. It show you like that's how they knew he was a vet. I noticed that little reconnaissance pack. I mean that recon. So those things for me again.
But to the storytelling was so powerful that they were able to give us the main character, show the main character strangle his girlfriend, consider abandoning his daughter,
Mhm.
shoot up a security guard in the face and beat another security guard in the head to death with the butt of a gun.
Mhm. And you still cared for him.
And yeah, and I yeah. So like they did such a good job at that slow burn character development and getting to know this character that's like, yeah, you've pushed this man to the fucking brink.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I
He's on edge.
understand.
He slowly broke.
Does it justify what he's doing?
No.
Does it make it right? No, but do I understand? Yeah, and I still feel bad for him.
If they make you feel, and I'm being funny here, but it's I still say it's still his fault why that fucking robbery got botched, because I beg to say that that guy that was in that security guard van thing, he saw that brown jacket. That's how he knew we're being ambushed. Shit, butterscotch over here is coming from behind. Okay, so with that being said, for me, just the dead presidents is exactly what it is. It's a double entendre, meaning it's first off, again, first off, of course, all the presidents on the dollar bills are dead, but if you really think about it, all these people that are dead made some of the rules that are in place now that they had to go through, and the things that they were, going after or whatnot. And then and they tell you, and that's what it made it feel like well, you haven't seen Goodfellas, but the Lufthansa heist and things of that nature. They're saying, wait a minute, they finna take all this money and just finna burn it, and we got people out here like I used to say shit like that as a child. Like, wait a minute, why don't this money's out of circulation? Looks good to me. Show look good to me. Like you can't fathom some of the shit that happens, and to me they did.
There was like Office Space. Like, we're not actually stealing anything. That's not just that they're gonna miss. They're gonna burn
that little
it.
thing they put pennies in. It's not like taking a percentage of that. And so, and when you look at those things, man, it shows you. I don't know, man. It was I actually do know. I don't know. It's not the right word. I do know what they did is, again, when I rewatched it again. I've seen this movie probably 60, 70 times, and that's not an exaggeration. But on this last rewatch, I really paid attention to the things they like you just said, they took you through so many eras in under 2 hours. You literally were in Vietnam, the hood, pool halls, church, like, and again, if you notice, again, they took you into an area that most people didn't even know exists. They didn't take you to the hood. They took you to middle class Black America. You didn't see nobody really getting shot, nobody getting robbed or anything.
But the white people are moving.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But the not only like the change in atmosphere and scenery and genre, but the characters that you meet at the beginning of the movie
Are not the characters at the end. Well, Joe's still the same. Joe was fucked up before he left.
And Kirby's pretty consistent.
Yeah, Kirby's and Cowboy.
Dig this motherfucker right here, man. Look at you, man. That's a Mackin outfit if I've ever seen one. Look with all the stripes and shit. What, you a captain now?
Yeah.
Cowboy,
Cowboy didn't change a fucking lick.
No, he did not. But again, the other and no, I take it back.
But the people that went to war
and came back were all changed. Hell, I would have, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you say you get a little Forrest Gump feel. Dugan was like Lieutenant Dan. He's like, all my people died on the field. I want to die on the field. Like it gave you all of that. Like, God, and you're right when you hit it on Forrest Gump. When I was over at Vietnam and they ripped all the shit so he couldn't finish talking to tell what really happened. Hell, so, and like I say, and again, it really shows that. So like I say, guys,
I'm sorry I messed up y'all's Black Panther party.
There you go. But it also showed you stuff that you didn't know. You would think that most people think that every Black person in the world loved the Black Panthers when about the revolution. You heard what Kirby said? Oh, no, I want one of the motherfucking revolutionary brothers come up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
people, it doesn't matter what color you are. You are not like you're not excused from the system embedding its
flaws into you, I guess.
Yeah, like and becoming indoctrinated. Like so I think there's always been pushback against revolution, no matter who it's coming from or where the pushback is coming. People always push back.
Okay. Well, that being said, guys, it's now time to tell you how many fucks we give it. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. I give this film 5 fucks. The reason why I give the film 5 fucks is because of this. Number one, it held the test of time. It literally is one of those films, no matter where it's at, I'll stop. Even with it being a slow burn, I'll stop and watch it. Number two, the things we've talked about today, the character development. They just didn't develop one character. They were interdeveloping. If you don't know what that means, they didn't just separate and isolate, develop this character, not develop the character. They were developing as they went and playing off of each other as these things were happening. Like, again, you didn't have to ask yourself what happened to Juanita's sister while Anthony was gone. She comes back, she kisses the motherfucker like, God damn.
Welcome home.
Like you see now she's into this, but she always was kind of that way, always alone, always had her eye. They are doing these things. And furthermore, the film takes advantage of all its resources. It doesn't need all these explosions and gun battles and everything and car chasing. They saved all that. And really, when it comes to action, Lord, is it like fucking 15 minutes of action in this 2-hour film?
Yeah.
So it's and based off the cover of the film, you think you're going to the shoot 'em up gang or something. So for them to pull that off and to see these characters work together, and again, the tragedy is that Chris Tucker's career path could have been so different if this, you know what I'm saying, if it had been at a different time in an era. So I think this is a film a lot of people should go back. As I check, we're going to challenge each other season to make me watch it. I want you, America. I want the people that have never seen this film. Give this film a chance. Go out there and watch it. And don't watch it from try to look at it from my perspective. Just look at it from yours, and you're going to see a different movie than I am. And that's what's beautiful about film. You saw it from your perspective based off of your experiences in life, and I saw it off of mine. But they did such a good job. They didn't lean to the left, right, up or down. It was a compass. Which direction do you want to go in? So to me, this film is a 5, even though it's some things we would have changed. But to me, it checks all the marks as a classic, stood the test of time. And God damn it, man. It's just one of those gems that I would always keep in my movie category and collection. Dead Presidents, 5.
For me, it would have been a 5 if not for the ending. That's what prevented it from being a perfect film in my eyes. I give it a 4.5 simply because I really
rush.
wish they would yeah, taken their time with the ending a little bit more. So yeah, a 4.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. I'd recommend it. It's got everything that you laugh, you
That's I
feel,
think
you think.
I would like to see you. I would like you to watch that with your dad and tell me what he thought about it. Like if you and him sat down and watched it, and then what do you think about it afterwards?
Um, I don't have any family that have gone to war or anything. I mean, Angela's dad might be might be an interesting take on it because he's seen the other side of combat.
Or hell,
But
maybe we should let Thomas watch it.
oh, I'm sure he's got some
Some thoughts.
yeah. He's
Talking
got
with you.
thoughts about everything, and they're never what you expect. So I have no fucking idea what old Seidel's gonna.
Yeah, man. But guys,
Like,
that's what we give it.
together. That's a 4.75. That's a solid.
That's
that's
more
solid.
than solid. It's above average.